coverage you can count on. This is CBS 42 Weekend Mornings.
One family is honoring the life of a courageous veteran after being missing in action. This is astounding just to read these numbers. 80 years. Private First Class Norman Thomas, a World War II veteran, was laid to rest in Clanton earlier in the month. A native of Urbana, Thomas was missing in action until this year. A DNA analysis helped the family identify him after decades. Joined now by Carey Reeder. Carey is the managing editor of the Clanton Advertiser. Good to see you once again. And great job in telling this story. I'm so glad you brought this to light. So you really did an incredible job of covering this story after, it's just amazing to me, over 8 decades. So how did you find out about this story?
So I was informed about it at a commission meeting. Our commissioner chairman, Mr. Williams, let us know that Private Thomas was coming back aboard the airplane, and he had been identified by the DPAA. And so I was in his ear a lot, just kind of making sure that I was attentive and make sure I was there and everything like that. And then I was able to get in touch with Martin Funeral Home, who arranged his funeral arrangements, and they have helped me get in touch with the military, and I got all my clearances and stuff and was able to go up there when he came back off the plane. And it was one of the most surreal things I ever got to experience.
Yeah, and the pictures that you all showed, I'm sure being there, you can't duplicate that, but these images that we're seeing right here are just amazing. So why did it take 8 decades?
So he graduated from Urbana High School in 1940, and I guess like a lot of young men then, felt compelled to join the military. Joined the U.S. Army Air Forces and was stationed in the Philippines as a supply soldier. So they were positioned there to build a fort as a base, kind of. They were expecting planes to come on December 8th, 1941. And on December 7th, 1941 is when Pearl Harbor was bombed. Right. So those planes never came. And so those soldiers ended up turning into infantry soldiers. And they fought until they surrendered in the spring of 1942. Then he was forced to march 60 miles, the Bataan Death March, to a POW camp in Luzon, Philippines. And the family always thought that he had passed away on the journey, but then the group that was able to identify his remains at the camp, gave him clarity that he actually did make that journey and actually made it all the way to the camp. Wow. And he actually died in the hospital there of malaria, I believe, complication malaria and then dehydration as well.
So you did a great job of telling the story, and as you said, several folks kind of helped you, but who gets credit for those remains returning home? Who do you think deserves a shout out here?
Definitely the group that identified him. The defense group that identified him, the POW group that goes in there. There was, I think there was around 40 or 50 mass graves that had duplicate soldiers in there and stuff, and then you have the problem of how long they've been there, of stuff running into other graves and everything. So it took 8 years for the remains to actually be identified, and he was one of, I think, 27 soldiers in that mass grave that was actually identified. So that group really does deserve all the credit, being able to bring him back, and I was just able to tell the story, really.
Yeah. How did the family feel whenever you spoke with them?
I was going through his nephew. Ronnie Jones was his nephew, and then his great niece, Heather Cummings. They were both, really, really great to work with in this, and they gave me such great access, and I was just so grateful to be able to just share his story and kind of, spread his word and stuff like that. And I know I mentioned to them I was coming here today, and they were saying, anything we can do just to get, Norman's story out there, would be great. So.
Why did this story matter so much to you? Because it seemed like you put in a lot of love and care into this one.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of hit home because I lost my grandfather at the beginning of May, and he was a veteran as well. And so I kind of took it as a personal challenge to kind of just do this as best as I could. And I feel like this is probably the most rewarding story that I've wrote, but also one of the best ones I've wrote. And I'm grateful that it came out like that. Yeah. And I'm thankful that everybody just enjoyed reading it and stuff.
Are you surprised by the feedback you've gotten?
I have. I mean, even just I was in the funeral procession riding over there when he was buried, and I was taking a couple videos of the people just standing on the road with the American flags in Chilton County, and even those videos on Facebook are getting just hundreds and thousands of likes and stuff and views and everything. Right. It's so cool just to honor his memory, really.
Yeah. Well, it is an amazing story, and I certainly hope his family knows how much we appreciate his sacrifice for sure. You did a great job writing this story. Really appreciate you bringing this to life. This is good journalism in action for sure. It's a great storytelling for you. Carey, thanks so much.